Hi everyone, this is Nia, and today I want to relax and mindlessly doodle, I guess, just random shapes in muted pastel tones, which is probably my favorite color combination. Just the colors themselves makes me happy, so let's start by going over the colors. Firstly, this is Gold Brown by Schmincke, Vermilion by Holbein, Indigo by Schmincke, Cerulean Blue by Holbein, Yellow Ochre by Holbein, Chinese White by Holbein, Terre Verte by Holbein, and Bleedproof White by Dr. P.H. Martins. I'm also going to add some gold shimmer or sparkles, and I'm going to be using my Finetec Gold. Before I start to paint, let me just show you the images which inspired me to paint this. These are just swatch mood board images that I came across on Pinterest. I love the color combination. There was actually another one which inspired me to match with some art shapes. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it again, but yeah, this first image on the left was actually my first inspiration before I painted this. I wanted muted tones of creamy neutral tones with some accent hues such as peachy or coral pinks and sage or mint greens. I'm also going to play with the values so it doesn't look too washed out if it's too light or too heavy if the doodles are too dark. I'd like to use a limited palette and use other colors which might be opposites or a little bit darker in value to mute certain tones, and I like to play with the ratio in order to create different tonalities. So as an example, instead of using just a mix of yellow ochre and Chinese white to make the color pastel, I feel like yellow ochre is a little bit too bright, so I decided to mute it down a little bit with a touch of indigo. And for the pink here, I had a little bit of indigo left on my brush, which I mixed with vermilion and a bit of yellow ochre. This way, any tone that I make, depending on the ratio that I create with the hues that I have on my palette, the colors will be cohesive with each other. I like to use a lot of Chinese white here to make the color pastel. You don't have to do this, but I personally find it useful since it also thickens the paint instead of just using a really light consistency with a lot of water. By the way, I'm going to keep the framing like this for most of the painting or the doodle so you can see the exact color mixtures that I used. This is in real time, though I will be making cuts whenever I'm cleaning my brush. After painting a few random shapes with more or less similar colors, I decided to start introducing the cool tones, which I find will pop so much next to the warmer colors. I personally like to play with some simple shapes, blobs, some dry brush strokes, and arches. Sometimes I like to also layer them on top of each other, but be careful to not overdo this because it might look too heavy. But not too much went through my head when I painted this. It was purely for relaxation and fun. And I'm not going to voice over too much because it's fairly self-explanatory, but I might just add comments if I feel like I'm moving to a next step. I forgot to mention that I love the addition of leaves and long branches like the reference image here with the random shapes. So I'm going to add them on the composition. I find that this helps with the doodle looking a bit more flowy since I can direct the branches to interact with any of the shapes however I want. Okay, I'm going to leave you to it and keep doodling more shapes, blobs, and branches. I hope you enjoy watching the painting process or painting side by side with this video, and I'll get back to you once I've filled most of the page. Since the size of the shapes that I've painted so far are more or less the same, I feel like the composition looks a bit too static, so I'm going to add some small circles for some contrast in the size. I feel like I've made decent coverage here, but I'm going to add more branches to add a bit of movement and direction to the doodles. While painting this one though, I didn't realize I've smudged a little bit of the cream rectangle that I painted earlier. So I'm going to just paint on top of the smudge later. I mean, things like this do happen, but it's really no biggie since it's just a doodle. And by the way, for these branches, since I barely use this brush and it still comes to a fine tip, I'm just going to use this one single brush for all of the shapes, including the really thin lines from the branches. However, if yours is a little bit frayed or is a bit hard to control, feel free to use maybe a really thin pen or a smaller brush. For this doodle page, I'm just sticking purely with watercolors with the extra bleed-proof white and gold trimmer later on. However, feel free to experiment a little bit more with mixed media if you'd like. I feel like colored pencils would add really nice textures, or you can also use pens for extra detail, or even play with the weight of the pen as well. You can also play with different paints like acrylics or gouache for a different texture. page is quickly becoming full, but I still feel like doodling, so I'm going to add a few extra things like smaller markings. You can also use different media for this part. I feel like it'll just add an interesting texture that way, but I'm still having fun with the watercolors, so I'm going to stick with it. I also like to add thin dark lines underneath certain shapes, and this brings a little bit of depth to some of the shapes, as well as introduce thin slivers of darker values instead of having to paint large shapes with the darker values, which might overwhelm the composition. As an example, I really like the dark blue in the middle, but it stands out a little bit too much, so I'm going to break up this shape ever so slightly by continuing to paint more leaves, but with bleed-proof white inside of the blue shape. The fully white leaf that I painted first looks a little bit too full. I still want the blues to show, so I just did outlines for the rest of the leaves. The great thing about watercolors and these types of doodles is I can somewhat erase when the paint is still a little bit damp. I didn't end up liking this textural doodle that I added. So while the paint is still wet, I just use a clean damp brush to smudge everything and also absorb a little bit of that paint, then take off the excess with tissue. The page is now very full, but I feel like gold will do so well against all these really nice muted colors. This is of course optional, I just felt like it since it's just a doodle. So I'm just going to use a very thick consistency of my Finetec to add a little bit of shimmer. Sometimes I like to just follow the cracks between two colors on the shapes. You can also add more branches with this, or just add shimmers to some of the leaves that you already painted, or even add some gold markings. If you have other shimmery colors, feel free to also experiment with it. I feel like other glittery or shimmery colors would also look really nice with this. lastly, I'm going to use bleed proof white. I can see at the bottom it feels a little bit too heavy and concentrated, so I'm just going to use bleed proof white to break this up a little bit because I've added the extra color in that tight space to hide the smudge. Then I realized I'm also going to use it to outline certain shapes and break them up a little bit more and make it a little bit cleaner. So that's it for this doodle. I had so much fun with this one. I always love to share doodle ideas that just randomly pops in my head. It's just so relaxing, and I hope you'll enjoy painting along to this. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like usual, the list of tools as well as my social media links will be in the description box. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye!